Hey guys, ILene Vick here for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick, and this is my next project that I'm going to be doing my video on. But before I start, a couple of things I want to say. First of all, thank you so much for the people that contacted me when I haven't been putting up videos the last day or so, wondering if I was okay. It really surprised me, because I've noticed on YouTube a lot of us do a lot of work in videos and editing and stuff like that, and very few people comment or say anything. So I must say I was pleasantly surprised that a number of you got in touch with me just to make sure I was okay. So I really do appreciate that. Makes me feel good, makes me want to do more videos for you, that actually there are people that do care about what I'm doing and doing for you. All right, second thing is that I wanted to say, let me pull my camera out a little bit. My birthday was March 16th, and I must say I'm feeling so blessed right now. Look what I got for my birthday. Color pencils. Haven't used them before. I've been using them, love it. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I'm just so excited about this. Oh, I love that new pencil smell. Yeah, I'm not really going to take them apart, but here you can see. So obviously I'm feeling pretty excited about that. Woohoo, new toy. All right, so let me put this away. All right, what's going on here? All right, so, and then if that wasn't enough, look what other else I got as a surprise. Ooh, not one, but two sets. This is called Cool Bank. I've never colored with these before either. I have been using them, love them so far. Pull that lid. And isn't it funny, the tray, look at these little divot hole things, is identical to that other brand. So apparently they all use the same tray. But anyway, there's 160 pencils here. And again, I'm not going to pull everything out, but I just feel so blessed that I got these two sets of pencils. So I'm going to have a lot of fun categorizing them. Let me see something here. So yeah, Cool Bank and Color. If any of you out there have these colors, have these pencils, I'd sure like to know what you think about them. Love that picture, by the way. I think that's so cool. All right. So, guess what book I'm going to be coloring out of today? Ta-da! Okay, it's the Selina Fenech Enchanted Magical Forest Coloring Collection. If you don't have the book, I'm just going to show you just real quick. This is her style. Lots of little fairy type things. Oh, I already colored this one. I think I showed you that. Oh, I did show you that because I showed you everything I colored. Colored this one. So anyway, that's just a general flip through here. All right, let me set that out of the way. And today, this is the page that I'm going to be showing you that I'm coloring. I'll show you what I've colored, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to color, and hopefully you will enjoy. So, are you ready? Today's segment particularly is, I want to encourage you to go bold with your colors and your pencils. I see a lot of medium tint pages. So now I want you to think about really going bold. All right, you ready for this? There you go. Look at that. If that isn't bold, I don't know what is. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful colors. And of course, it's with my new pencil set. And it's not just the pencil set that's bold, it's the colors that I've chosen and the format and the whole bit. All right, so let me find something I can point with, because I'm going to show you what I'm going to be going over today, and most likely in another video after this. Here's my trusty pencil, mechanical pencil. All right, so here's what I want you to see. The red is in 2 specific colors. Okay, so this is 2 different colored pencils. And I'm going to show you how I did the horn. Okay, and I also want to show you that I drew a little bit of the tree behind this. I just added that line here so it would make that look transparent. All right, so that's a little add-on that I did. So I did some more scales here. So I chose the one color to do the main scales, and then I chose the second color to do the side scales. And you can see on the claw, this is the first red, this is the second red. So I'm going to call this red number 1, call this red number 2, okay? So this is red number 1. All the top scales here are red number 1, and then the bottom scales here are red number 2. So this is red number 1, and then right below that is red number 2. So yeah, there's some really neat things to do here. All right, then I went through, because if you look at the original, there's a lot of the grass missing, and I went through and I added the lines. And I've done this before on other things, so you're perfectly capable of doing that. But of course, I will again show you how I did that. And then, let's see, okay, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have put that away. Let me put that side by side. So let's look at the bodice of here. You can see that there were hardly any lines here. So I went ahead and added the bottom lines to emphasize the breasts. And if you want, you can, add some more fold lines, but that was enough. So I just went ahead and drew 2 simple U's, okay? And either this video or the next video, I'm going to be adding lines on the hair to make the hair emphasized more. Let's see what else. Okay, and then I'm going to show you the coloring technique for this dress. So yeah, lots of neat things. All right, let me pull you down a little bit. Okay. Sorry for the wiggling. And of course, the music you're listening to is Whispering's solo piano radio that I do pay a subscription to. And again, guys, I don't get paid for this, but I would highly, highly recommend. It's wonderful, wonderful coloring music. If you like piano music, it's nothing but, and it's high quality stuff, so I think you'd like it. Okay, so I want to show you the 2 reds that I use for my new pencils. These are my cool banks. And you can see I'm gone almost a third of the way through the one. So this color here, which they call C110, this is the darker red, okay? And the technique that I used, and you can see it where it's white in the center, is I just very lightly colored the whole scale this light color. All right, and you know me, how many times do I tell you, start out with your light color. Start out lightest. You can add a lot easier. You can add a lot easier than subtract. All right, then what I did is I took the pencil and I went around the outside. I've showed you that technique before. Okay, so I'm doing it on this one. Let me pull in. Colored the very outside, right? And then as I moved in, I lightened my touch, and then eventually just made my little circle or rectangle of light color. All right, straightforward all the way through. Then what I did is I took, now you can either take a purple, which I have here because we're using red, which was the PC931, or you can go ahead and take a brown, which is my PC946, and I went ahead and colored underneath the scales. And please notice they're going in opposite directions. So the little smile went underneath this scale. And then as I went these scales, the little smile went underneath this way. So you can see here's the drawing of the scale, and then the brown or purple underneath that, which makes a really nice shadow. Okay, so look how nice that looks. Same thing with the scales here is I used my red number 2. And so there's a really nice color variation between the two. Same thing as I added the shading underneath the scale, just to give it a little bit of a shadow. And notice on this side, I didn't bother to do with the little highlighting. I just decided to leave it this way because I decided just to let this be the highlight and be the white. If you want to put white there and make it lighter, that's fine. To add a highlight, knock yourself out. All right, so then I used my either purple or brown to color underneath, and that's how I got the shadow. Okay. Very straightforward, not complex at all. And then as the scales were going down this way, I went ahead and did underneath the scales going down. Now I used my red number 1 underneath for the immediate eye right here, and I did it underneath the nose. Now it's not super obvious that I did, but I did, so you're seeing it, but you're not realizing that you're seeing it. All right, so take a nice look at how all that shadowing is really making all these scales pop. Then I went ahead and I took a brown pencil. You can pick any shade you want. And I went ahead and you remember on my mushrooms, I showed you how to make something look depth, is you put the dark part on the left-hand side and then leave the lighter part. So that's what I did. And then I just smeared it a little bit. So now we've got an in-depth look here of that nostril. Okay, underneath the eye went with the goldish and the brown. So I used a gold color, which was my Sivo Vivid, went underneath right here, and then put brown on top of it. You cannot go wrong with brown and gold combination. The eye itself is I went ahead and put my first yellow down first, which I'm putting down again to brighten it up. Then I popped in a little green near the top. And then I went ahead and got my gold again, and on either side of the eye. Now this black was already in here, but I just emphasized it. I colored over it with my black pen, but I went ahead and put the gold on either side. So that really came out beautifully. I want to show you something with eyes. Here's Creative Cats. Look at the eyes there. If you're ever wondering what to do with eyes, look at something like that. You can see the green or the blue, the yellow underneath, a little bit of white dot to make it reflective. I can add my white dot if I want. I'll do that later. I'm not going to do it now. But here, go ahead and pause the video and take a peek at that. See, just put a white dot somewhere on the black iris, okay? Now, for this Creative Cats, I had gone through and every single blank page, I went ahead and colored these eyes the same. Put the green in there, put a little bit of yellow, and then actually I can go back and do the white. But see, I already did that and it was great practice. So just take a look at how I did that. And again, you can pause the video and zoom in on it. So that was fun. I just did it. Oh yeah, there's a good one. I'll stay put for a minute so you can look at that here. See? And then as soon as I add that white dot on all of that, that's gonna look really cool. That's kind of what this is here, but I'd probably go and just pop a dot, a white dot on there. So yeah. Let me show you something about that white dot. This is from Walmart. It's called Painters. And a lot of people have been trying to decide, you know, they buy white pens and white ink pens. I mean, I did the same thing. I got the Uniball Signo. They're fine, but they tend to clump up. So I went, this is an actual painter's pen. A blob of little colored paint comes out. It's white, couple bucks. So go to Walmart, look for Painters, look for white. Okay, I've used this on so many things. You know, when I was doing the little backwards C to make the reflection, this is what I've used. And see, hear that? It really is just a little paint stick, actually. So yeah, get that, P-A-I-N-T-E-R-S. Really neat. All right, let me put this away. All right. Okay, so I did the eye, and then what I did is, let me see something here. So on here, I couldn't quite decide where the mouth is. It's either right here where this is, or it's up here. Oh, it's got to be there, duh. Okay, so I'm going to take my brown. All right, so I'm going to take my brown and I'm going to darken that a little bit. See how I'm doing that, just to kind of show a mouth? Okay, so there's the mouth. Okay. So I hope you're seeing all the neat little things now that are going on with this drawing. It's been really fun. All right. So I've shown you how to do the scales. Let's see. So then after I did the scales, okay, these little top scales, I went ahead and I wanted to do the side of the dragon. And that's this whole piece here on the tail. It's this little piece on the bottom, but I'm going to show you on this because it's the bigger part. And I'm particularly going to show you here. So let me pull in. All right, so what I basically did is I took a yellow pencil, okay, and I made this my bottom layer and I did it all the way up, okay, so that whole thing was colored yellow. Then I went ahead and I took a nice brown. Let me see something here. So I took a brown and I went ahead and I colored the brown right on top of that first yellow color. Notice I did not go down to the bottom. I stopped at 3/4 of the way down. Okay, so that's how this got to be a really neat brown, right? And then I took a dark brown and I went ahead up underneath the currently colored red scales, and just underneath I colored, but you know, don't make a distinct line. You want to work on blending that, right? So darkest towards the scales, lighten out to your next color. And then I just went through and I colored this, okay? So there are 3 really nice colors going on here. The gold on the very bottom all the way, or yellow. The medium brown on top of that, yet only 3/4 of the way down. And then your dark brown right underneath the scales, okay? And that dark brown, there's a little area up here between the red and the edge, so I colored that to dark because that's all you'd see, okay? Made a beautiful, beautiful effect. I'm sorry for hitting the camera. Okay, so I did this all the way through, did this all the way over here. Now when I got here, I had enough distance between here and here that I could do my medium brown and then my dark brown. So see, that's how that came out. And then here I'm back to my light yellow on the very bottom, or medium yellow, brown on top, and then the very dark brown underneath the scales to make the shadow. So that's how I created that effect. Let me pull out for you so you can just start seeing the whole thing here and how it's coming together. So did this with the tail all the way through, did it here, decided how much of the, you know, brown and gold and yellow would show. Now right in this tiny part here, I did show the yellow, medium, brown, and dark. I did want all 3 colors to show because I didn't want that to be too dark. Totally up to you how much of those 3 colors you want to show. Okay? Look how beautifully that came out. And I really want you to see, look how bold. I mean, just bold. Okay? I've really been enjoying this project, and I've been anxious to show it to you because I want you to go bold. All right. Now, then I went through and I colored these appendages black, colored that black, and as I told you, I took my very skinny pen. Remember, this is my pen that's got the skinniest line, and I went through, let me pull you in. I went through and I simply took this tree line here, which initially had stopped in the original, and I just drew a line. Look at that, right down to there. Boom, all of a sudden I have a clear part of this. You're looking through this fin. Is that not neat? And this is the kind of stuff I want you to look for. And then if I wanted to, I could take my pen and continue to draw little, you know, tree bark lines. See? Very straightforward. And you can do this, guys. I keep telling you, you can do this. I really want you to get over your fear of this stuff. If you want to progress in your adult coloring, I need you to consider doing this kind of stuff. That's why I do my videos. All right, so let's talk about the grass. Let me pull you out. Okay, so this is the original. Again, straightforward on this. Look, draw a little center line here so we can get some leaves going. And if you want to branch it off a little bit, that's fine. But I went through, take the time to do this because it made it look really great. And then what I did is any place where the grass was a little bit light, I went ahead and did some lines kind of like a echocardiograph. See how I did that? See how light this is? And I've just been doing this all the way through on my grass. Now, you don't have to. I mean, the artist, you know, just did the outline of this stuff. But you know what? It takes 2 seconds. And the reason I absolutely want you to do stuff like this on your books is because it's going to give you confidence. So use this as practice. Look at that. I'm just drawing little jagged lines here. Straightforward. There you go. I got to stop doing this. I enjoy it too much. All right. So you can do it on this side. Again, I'm not going to get caught up in doing this. But look, all I'm doing is just, you know, like, again, like a little electrocardiograph. Although I wouldn't mind to look like this. The doctor would think you're dying. All right. Okay, so that's how that was done. All right, let me get you pulled out. Okay. So I did a bunch of fill in, and as I see stuff, if I need to, you know, do more, here's my copy that I'm working on. So see, you can add as much or little as you want. I like to take the time to add. Now these right here, it looks like it's cut off right at the dragon, so I'm going to pull these down a little. Ooh, Cat Stevens. And then again on your trees, you know, add your vertical lines. There. Okay. So now I've shown you the trees, right? I've shown you the grass. I've shown you the dragon. All right, now I want to show you a really neat thing with this dress. That's going to be cool. And then I'm going to take time to color in front of you because I need to show you some things. All right, so the dress is a neat technique. And this is straightforward. So I'm taking this is my Sooty Style color 065. As you can see, it's a yellow. And all I'm doing here is just coloring over everything. Okay, now this is a dragon tail right here. I haven't decided what color. I'm glad I noticed that. I almost colored over it. I haven't decided. See, that's part of this thing. Probably pink, maybe, we'll see. But anyway, so I'm just literally coloring carte blanche right over this dress. And there's a distinct method to my madness. And let me sharpen. And if you heard a meowing, that was my cat, Miss Kitty, saying hello. Okay, so now I'm carefully going to color. Tip broke. Give me a minute. Okay, so now I'm going to carefully, normally I would have done the black on top of the dress, and I was just in coloring mode and didn't stop. So I will re-emphasize that black, because as I'm coloring the gold, it's of course wiping it out, making it lighter. My bad. But I want to show you this technique because it's really neat. Okay, so I'm going nice and thick with this yellow. Okay, now I'm taking a purple, and it's a pretty healthy purple. Again, it's my PC 931. Now, watch this. I'm not pressing hard, okay? I'm going to hit the folds. Do not press hard if you're working on this exact drawing with these exact pencils. And I'm going to smear this. Color very, very lightly, like a 1 or a 2, okay? Look how pretty that looks. Because the gold, the purple is picking up the gold underneath it. Okay, and then I'm coloring, oh my gosh, like a 1 pressure. Look how beautiful this is. And yes, I will be blending this in a minute. I just want you to see this. So I'm going to hit it a little darker on the hips, okay? Let me pull in for you. I'm going to hit it a little darker on the hips, okay? Now, I'm not going to do the sleeve. I want to do this, just this part, just to show you. I want you to see the technique. And then I'll finish the sleeve later. And, you know, I'll do the bodice later. Do not press hard, guys. You want a very light, fairyish look on this. Oh, that's so pretty. And then I'm going to take my gold and go right over the top of it again, okay? Because you want that lighter, you want that lightness. Now, if you don't want that lightness like that, again, you don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it. I know that you're learning from me, and learners tend to, you know, mimic exactly, but, you know, it's okay to change it up a little bit. Okay, now I'm also rubbing with my finger. And as I'm coloring this side, oh, I'm so sorry. As I'm coloring this side, I'm looking at this side to make sure that it matches. I'm so sorry, I missed you here. There we go. And again, this is where your creativity comes in. Where do you want to shadow it? Where do you not want to shadow it? And, you know, beginners say, well, how do I know where to shadow? Well, as you're coloring, you're going to see that it's going to start to turn out and look neat and look nice. And so you're going to go, oh, hey, that's neat. And you're going to continue with it. And then all of a sudden you're going to say, wow, I did that. Now, I'm going to darken this because, look, it's the hips of the dress right here. So I'm going to go pretty dark right there on both sides. But just at the hips. Okay, and then at this point, okay, and the really neat thing is, I'm going to get my blender pencil. You've got to go very, very light with this, or else that paper is going to start peeling up. So I'm like a 1 on this, if that. And I'm not using the point, I'm using the side of my blender pencil. Now I notice I've got a lot of purple up here and I got a little light here, so I'm going to pull some of that down here. Now, here's a really neat thing that I want to show you. Let's say that you've been coloring. I've blotched this right here. I did that on purpose, okay? I'm going to blotch it even a little more because I want you to see this. Okay, that does not look cool. All right. Now, because I've got pencil on pencil, I'm going to very lightly erase that purple. And it's going to erase beautifully because that gold is still underneath there and it's acting like a protective barrier to the paper. And all that's coming up is the purple. Look at that. See? There you go. Just working on these hips a little more. There we go. Now, I'm noticing in my camera as I look through, it's looking a little streaky and blotchy. I promise you in person it's not. So you need to trust me on that one. Let me pull out. Yeah, I know this looks really funny too. I just haven't done anything with it. Let me pull this out and you'll see what I mean. Okay? And you can always soften that as if it still looks blotchy. Gold pencil, right? Yellow pencil. Soften it up. Okay. So there's that. Let me pull you back down. And I'm going to angle you out just a little bit so you can see this. And again, as I look through the camera, it looks kind of streaky, but in person it's not. And again, if you don't like this streakiness, there's way more you can do with it to mitigate this. I mean, if you want, you can go ahead. I can take my eraser and erase literally those purple streaks. I actually don't think it looks bad at all. I'm going to keep it. I may lighten this a little bit here in between. Let me see something here. Just get a little more purple right there. Yeah, that's enough. And for you beginners who always don't know where to color, you'll be able to tell when it starts looking good and looking bad, and you can always erase it. The eraser will be your friend. And I will work on this, but I'm not going to do this on camera. I'm going to take care of that later. I just wanted to show you this technique on the bottom here. All right, so let me straighten this up and pull out. And you can see all the things now that have been done on this particular piece. It's a great piece. I love it. And again, bold, bold, bold. Now, I will tell you, if I don't do another video on this, because, you know, right now I'm just going to color in the grass and stuff and the yard, and I'm going to do the trees, which is pretty typical, and probably some nice blue with my eyeshadow. Oh, the horns, the horns. Woo! Okay. Let me see. Okay. I took my Derwent Pale Peach. I'm so glad I caught that before I signed off. And I colored in the very bottom. Let me pull you in. I colored in the base color. Okay. Whole thing. Now, let's say, you know, again, you look at this and say, well, ILene, how do you know to put those streaks there? I went on Google and looked at horns of cattle. And then all I did is I took some brown and a little gold. Look, watch. Here's my gold. You can see this gold that I have right here. So I did it longer, right? And then I went short, 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 short to right there. Look at that. Isn't that neat? So it's longer strokes here, short, 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 done. Here I just angled down. Okay? Here I just went up into the tip. Here I started, okay? And then I just went up, 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 and stopped about the center. See how that tinged beautifully? Look at that. So you can look at mine, okay? You can look at pictures, and you can do this same thing and get a really neat looking effect. And then what I did, took my pale, it's Pale Peach Derwent Color Soft, and just went over it because I want to mitigate that sharpness, okay? Now you don't want to go over too much. And then brush it off. Okay, so let me pull out, let me make sure we're good. Yeah. There you go. So there's that whole piece. It's looking terrific. So what's my theme for the day? What's the 2 words that I've been saying to you? Go what? Go bold. Go bold. I just noticed some here. I don't like the way I went brown, like down the center here. I don't like that. I'm going to go up. I'm going to add a little more on top. And that's just me. Okay guys, I think that's it. I hope you had as much fun watching this as I have done doing it for you. There you go. See see if I can get you out just a little further. Yeah, there you go. I think it looks terrific. This is going to look terrific when it's done. I'm going to be doing her hair. Probably going to be doing another video because I think it's going to be important to show you how I did the hair. So there you go. And again, guys, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys checking up on me. I do live alone. Don't have too much family to speak of. So it really meant a lot that you got in contact with me and made sure I was okay. Appreciate it. Okay, guys, this is ILene Vick for Adult Coloring with ILene Vick. And we're working on the dragon today. And it's not Creative Cats, which is that book. I don't know what I did with it. It's a Selina Fenech book. Mermaids, sorry, don't know. Oh, here it is. And it's fairies. And it's the Enchanted book. And I hope you learned something. Joyous, joyous coloring. Let me know what you think of this particular project. I thought this would be really neat to teach you this. Take care. Bye.